Today we're doing one of our favorites. Had to do it. Does it sink or float? Sink or float? And the reason we're doing sink or float today is because we're also talking about heavy or light, heavy or light. And I was wondering, does something always sink when it's heavy? And is something always heavy if it's big? So let's find out. So go around the house, get your basket, collect a dozen items again. What's a dozen? It's 12. Good job. All right, so this is what I've collected. This is an empty Easter egg because I love Easter bunnies so much. Want to keep it going. He's light. He's small. I'm predicting he's a floater. A wood spoon, bigger than the egg. It feels kind of heavy to me. I think it's going to sink. Oh, this was fun, a fish. Fish swim underwater, so they have to kind of be sinkable. It's a floater, I think. Big fish. Okay, here is what I'm wondering. Just because it's big doesn't mean it will sink, because it is light. What do you think? You think it's very light, like a pillow. You think it'll float? Let's try. It's big. Big should sink, right? Because look, there's little. Golf ball, totally heavy. I think it's going to be a sinker. What's this one? Stingray. He's light. Float. Ooh, look at the shell. Now, I think it's going to sink. It's light, but it could fill with water, and I think maybe that'll make it sink. And a little tiny hermit crab shell. I think he'll eventually sink. So let's do those first. Toothpick, it's a floater. And a little ring that's hollow, feels very, very light. I think float. All right, let's go. Let's start with the ones that need to fill with water, I think. All right, we got the shell, here we go. Now, I'm gonna just put it in there because I could be a tricker and like scoop water into it, but I'm just gonna set it in there. Oh my goodness, it totally just sank right to the bottom. Let's see, there we go. Look at that. Okay, that surprised me. All right, well, let's try the little one. Here we go. Totally a sinker. Did you hear it? Did you see it? All right, let's try the big fish because maybe he has to get full of water, absorb, you know, like cotton balls and pom-poms and all those things that we do with sink or float. So let's put him in there, see what happens. Easter egg, total floater. Fish. Oh, he's a floater, but on his side. Toothpick. Totally floats. Wooden spoon. It was a little heavy, heavier than a regular spoon, but I predicted floating. Oh, that's surprising. Look, kind of half sunk, but the wood part stayed floating. Like if you threw a stick into a puddle, and oh, do this next time it rains. Take a stick and throw it in a puddle and you'll see that stick float if it's a smaller one. If it's like a log or a tree branch, that would probably sink. I want to do the golf ball. Totally a sinker. Did you hear it bounce? Stingray, a floater. And this actually looks like a life ring. So I definitely think that's going to float. And it's a floater. All right, so we predicted pretty much accurately, except this guy did not fill with water, and I thought that the shells would stay floating until they filled with water and they sunk immediately. So you go get your 12 objects, your dozen, you collect them, you do your sink or float, do your predictions. If something big is always gonna sink, because look at my fish, he was a floater. All right, go have fun with it.